Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Very good, very good. Liluy Nishmat Imi Mirosi Rispas Mordechai. I had to say that because then I get an email. I ruin this day. Sorry. Dear Belly, the Shir is sponsored in honor and in the schos of all those who are in captivity, should come home safely, the many injured, the Chaylim, the families, and the Niftarim. Today, Rabbi, we have a very special guest. He's one of the most famous people in Klal Yisrael today. His name is Taki. Everybody knows of Taki. Wherever you go, they talk about Taki. So he's here. And if we had cameras, we would zoom in on you, Taki. He comes to Rabbi Shemesh all the time. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. We'll read a few emails here. There, Belly, I listen to your class sometimes when I do feel rejuvenated. The problem I have is that I'm inconsistent as I'm having issues with conflicts, which is another way of saying I just watch TV. I want to learn more until I was introduced to your class. My brother picked up a sefer in 42 years. Listen, I don't know. I'm going to take this guy's word for it, okay? People can write whatever they want. It could be my brother wrote me an email. I really do enjoy listening to you, but I have a very difficult time fighting the Sahara. I heard you speak once that you had issues with it in the beginning. Can you share your experience with me and what you did to overcome the Sahara? I know when I die, Hashem will not ask me about the reruns on TV. Can you please give me guidance? Sincerely, please don't share my name with anyone. I'd really appreciate that. I hope you read this and respond to me as I feel like a lost soul. So I'm responding that I'm not really the mumch in this. I can just say you take small steps, a couple minutes a day. If that goes well, you add on a few more minutes. And there are many, many people who've done the daf and seen tremendous things in their life. And it comes to a point where you do the daf, you're doing it for a year, then you say, okay, maybe I should do chazara. Maybe I'll take on another mesechta. A lot of people are doing that. But it's small steps, really small steps, baby steps. There's only 154 dapim out of 1399 to finish half a shas for our dear friend Robert Airley's son. And if you look over here, there's only dapim left in Yavamas, Ksubas, Nadarim, Nazar, and Yidden. Only 5 mesechtas. 5 dapim Gittim over here, 5 over there. It's not that much. We didn't go to the Kyle yet. That's like cheating. Let's do it without the Kyle. Although I did go to Rabbi Kramer, and he just took 20 daf like that. Jacob Ben Yair, I found this huge bottle. This is mamish exactly like our video, the 3D. That's the bottle. I didn't know about this bottle, but it's Baruch Shekivanu. I found this huge bottle of Paraj in Yerushalayim back in February. I thought it was a great example of the guy walking with it and hit by the guy holding the 2x4. Thank you for the amazing Daf Yomi Shir Kol Tuv Yaakov. I bet you that's in Piap, Eretz Yisrael. That's what it looks like. K'vay Rebelli, you just spoke about Ein Holchem B'Mamen Achar Haroiv. I wish this came in yesterday, but it's a good joke, so I'm going to say it. I think it's a good joke. A Bachar got engaged to a very good girl from a very wealthy family. I don't know what that is. The brothers of the Kala were all not from, so they told the Chassan, how can you do this shidduch? It says, Roiv Banim Holchem Achar Ha'im. Roiv Banim. How do you do this shidduch? So the Chassan answered that Ein Holchem B'Mama in Achar Haroiv. He's marrying a wealthy family, so when it comes to mamanas, you don't consider the Roiv. Aryeh checking out Brachas Daf Beis. Notice the Brach. Last time he wrote an email, it was Gitin Daf Beis. Now it's Brachas Daf Beis. Why? Because of the cruise. You gotta go to the cruise. So you get on the cruise. No, I'm just kidding. I believe him. But more and more people are from Brachas Daf Beis. Shmuel Muller. A few items I'd like to share with you. Thank you for continue chizuk. That's the subject. I learned nights after my 15-year-old grandson is beginning to like Gemara. We started a routine that when he gets a bit tired, we sneak out of the Beis Medrash and watch videos of MDY on the daf. He loves it. The second one is Dvar Torah. He says, Kiss Hashem, a request. The third thing. I was not able to attend the same Shabbos. I just took it out, not because I didn't like the Dvar Torah, because there's no room on the page. I was not able to attend the same Shabbos, but helped sponsor others. As my son was scheduled for surgery, but some surgery went well. Baruch Hashem. I heard about the wonderful Sefer Azmiris that was offered at the event. I do kumzis in Deerfield Beach. Where's Deerfield Beach? California or something? Florida. And thought it might be helpful for me to get a copy. Are any available for sale? I don't know. I have to send the email to Daf Barama, but maybe you deserve one. Sponsor somebody like that. Thank you for all the chizuk you gave me and others. 3 of us, the Torah, Musar, and warm. Oh no. Ebullient personality, that's a word? What does it mean?
Yeah, very bubbly.
So why can't you write bubbly? Yes, the trip of the Paravicher. Ebullient personality. Bevirka Shalom V'chol Tuv Talmid Shmuel. P.S. Margaret Ashkenazi and I go back many years, as we were both Washington Heights natives. Yeah, Margaret Ashkenazi also a very ebullient individual. Okay, the Masechta is sponsored for the unity of Am Yisrael. The Paras HaChodesh Shlima Debut Basara. Paras HaChodesh Hatzlocha L'zechus Yosef Mayer ben Rochel and yidden worldwide. Paras HaChodesh Nishmat Chaneh bar Elimelech. Paras HaChodesh Nishmat Mendel ben Pinchas. Paras HaChodesh Nishmat Zechrya ben Moshe and Liluy Nishmat Zechrya ben Yosef. Paras HaYom, brain intact, unleash your full potential. Tremendous success in all my endeavors. The art of the month is sponsored Yosef ben Chai for all the schusim to come from supporting Limud HaTorah. Rabbi Isai, I have a question for you. Guy comes out of his house in the morning and there's a taxi blocking the driveway. Happens a lot in different situations. And this of course happened in Eretz Yisrael. So the man said, he goes over to the taxi driver and they say, Rega. And the guy says, I have to take my kids to school. What do you mean, Rega? When I get done with my coffee, we'll talk. Right now, calm down. He said, calm down. Tiraga, with that whole thing. So the guy doesn't have patience. He calls up the taxi company and he orders a taxi. He says he needs a taxi, like across the street or something. And the closest guy is there. So the guy goes and gets in and drives. Is he chayiv or potter to pay for the taxi? Huh?
Because he made a call in.
Yeah, but the guy was blocking him in. So, okay. So we are talking actually about the sugya now, that if a person is going to sustain a loss, there's going to be a loss, a definite loss, then everybody agrees, you don't have to go to Bezdin, and you get rid of the loss. So Gemara says, Tashma, it's 5 lines down from the top of Daf Chof Ches, Koyach. Tashma. Shor Sha'ala al Gabi Chaveri Laharga. There was a bull that beat up another bull. Here, I actually have the entire video of this actually happened. Here we go. Oh, I'm supposed to say this. So let me say this. I don't forget again. Let me just say it real quickly. If you have the one that was on the sheets yesterday, which I didn't say, this is a better one and updated in Sroiris. That was missing, and it's actually reversed. I didn't finish it, and it's a good thing I didn't say it yesterday, but this is better. Bershus Harabim and Bershus Hayachid. So you have the public domain and the private domain. Karen, we'll just go through it quickly because we learned these halachas. It's just, I wish that other fellow was here, the guy that's 62. Yeah. So, what's his name? Yaakov Subek. Karen Tamamud, he made a chart, and I didn't base it on his, but this might help him out. Karen is when an animal does something deliberately. I'll actually show a video soon of a bull going crazy and breaking stuff. So in Rosh Hashanah, he does have to pay. If he's a tam, he pays half the amount. If he's a mud, he pays the full amount. If he's a tam, he pays megufay. What's megufay? As much as he's worth, and that's it. And a mud, he pays nezek shalom aliyah from the best of the best. In Rosh Hayachid, there's a machlekes from Tarfin and Chachamim. When it comes to tam, do you pay half or full? You definitely pay half. And in Rosh Hayachid, everybody agrees that a mud pays the full amount. Shed and regel in Rosh Hayachid, completely potter. That's Xeris Akasa. Vubir is the Acher. In Rosh Hashanah, Pezing Nezek Shalom. Now we learned the concept of Tzroiros. If a stone shoots out of the foot, in Rosh Hashanah, Potter, unless we learned Meshuna, in Rosh Hashanah we had a machlokes of Chatzi Nezek or Nezek Shalom. According to Sumchas, it's not Exeris HaKosov, according to Chachamim, it's Exeris HaKosov of the Chatzi Nezek. Bar, we're actually going to be talking about a bar today. That's a pit. So in Rosh Hashanah, well, Potter, if you kill somebody, human being, and it's machlokes, we're going to see even today, machlokes when it comes to Tehillim, we're going to see machlokes Rav and Shmuel, when he's mafkir his bar. He says, I don't want anything to do with the bar if you're chayiv and Tehillim according to Chacham. Eish, fire, we learned Potter on Taman, and according to review the chayiv on Taman. Okay, fine. That's just the kitzur. There's other halachas, but just as a review, finishing Ketzad Regal. The boy said, here's the story, here it goes. There's no sound because it came in again late. It gets more interesting. So this one you might know a little bit. Yeah, powerful. This is power. So anyways, what happened is the kid pulled his own bull to save him. By doing so, the upper bull fell, hit his head on the ground, and died. Okay. That's what happened. So, he jumped on top of his friend like we saw. He wanted to kill him. And the kid came, and he removed the lower one. And the upper one fell and died. Potter. He's Potter. Now, what happened was, this is called Yidden Latzmoy. He by himself decided. Let's say there's a bull sitting on a table, and you pull the table out from underneath him, and he falls on the ground and dies. You're chayiv. So why in this case is he Potter? Because you're trying to save your own bull. Did you go to Bezdin? Yes, Rav. That's Torah. No. You decided on your own that you're going to save and you're going to take action. You're going to take things into your own hands.
Was it just like someone in Rosh Hashanah? When someone the bull entered into Rosh Hashanah, so whatever happens to him, shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, but who says this Rosh Hashanah? There's Rosh Rabbim. But it's about Yidden Latzmoy. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying there's a concept called Yidden Latzmoy. You're allowed to save your bull from dying. I don't want him to die. So that says the Gemara, "My la b'muad like a pseida." So just there's two types of bulls, right? If you didn't learn in case of the regular, two types of bulls. A bull that's done this damage. This is not the first time he's doing it. This is his fourth time that he's doing it. He's a muad, so a muad has to pay the full amount. The Tam, the one on the right, he's a rookie. This is his first time, so he only has to pay half. Big difference, because you as an owner, when you see your bull getting beat up, if it's a Tam, you stand to lose 50% of your bull, because if your bull dies, you're only going to get paid 50%. So you go crazy. You get that adrenaline. You ask how did he have such power? I had a lot of adrenaline. He's going to lose a lot of money. It's thousands of dollars. Boop, he pulls it. If he's a muad, so you should calm down a little bit. Okay, see, bull died. Who you go to? You'll get paid. That's what the Gemara understood. My lab and muad, the like pseida, that even in a case where there's no loss, you're still allowed to do din latzmai. Here's a raya, you're allowed to take things into your own hands. Loi, betam. I don't know why kids learn this in cheder. This doesn't seem like a good idea. It's like you're teaching the kids to take things in their own hands. Kids, hey you, why should you go to the principal, to your rabbi, take it? Okay, don't listen to this stuff. I mean, don't paskin based on it. My love, bemuad, the like pseida. Loi, betam, dig pseida. Who told you what it's talking about? Even the guy on the right, he's a tam, and it's going to cause you a loss, and that's why you're allowed to take things in your own hands. But if there's no loss, you're not allowed to take things in your own hands. So as it says later, I wanted to get this video, but didn't come out. If the kid, instead of yanking the bull out, he pushed the top bull, made contact with the top bull, and the bull died, chai. So the Gemara is understanding that if he's a muad, he should have made this whole calculation. Oh, he's a muad, I'm going to pay it anyway. So maybe I shouldn't use that force. I should do something else. He should have removed him nicely, not killed him. So the Gemara says no. Even a tam, you should have been relaxed. You have to take it easy. Don't cross the red line. What do you kill? Take things into your own hands, but do it nicely. Push him off slow. You don't have to knock his head in the ground and kill him. So Meila, that no right. Tashma. Some guy decided, he thought that the guy is on vacation or something. He fills up his entire backyard or front yard full of barrels. Now, the guy wakes up in the morning, he can't believe his eyes. He needs to go to work. He needs to go to daven, and he can't move. There's barrels. What are you supposed to do? No, what would you do? Huh?
Break them.
What break them? They're not yours.
It's my place.
But it's your place, but it's not your stuff.
But it's just a rabbin.
I'm allowed to break. You bring your table into my backyard. I'm allowed to come and smash it? I'm asking you a question.
It's just a rabbin.
But it's his.
Shusarab, you don't have a right to put it there. You're saying you don't know who says you have a right to break it. Yesterday we said not. Now hold on, we're gonna get there.
He has his right to go to work.
What did we say yesterday? We said no. You said that you don't have a right to break it, but there's so many of them you couldn't get around it. So you're saying that's the same thing here, okay? But this is what?
It's his backyard.
Correct. So I'm saying
Shared court.
when I bring in I park my car in your driveway without permission, you're allowed to take a hammer and smash it? I'm asking question. You just said it's my backyard.
I have seen people parking in some of those spots in New York.
Yeah. Now,
I saw a sign, don't even think about parking here.
of course, in New York you got to do that. So what does it say here? It says here that in order to come out, I need to get out. I'm allowed to go out. So if I'm allowed to go out, I'm allowed to break, not because it's in my property, because I need to go. So I'm breaking stuff. So
That's what I'm saying. It's so pat you can't get out.
Okay. Good. Here we have a picture actually. You go, you break, you make your way, whatever. So again, this is the concept of Adam Oisad Dilatzmai. You're doing your own, you're taking things into your own hands. You didn't call the police, you didn't call the Bezdin, you're breaking. Okay, is that okay? The Marshal says that the Raya is more on Mishaber v'nichnas, not so much Mishaber v'yoytze, to go out, of course. But the Mishaber v'nichnas is even when you don't have a hefsid. In other words, I need to go to work, so of course I have hefsid. Mishaber v'nichnas means you already broke, you already have you got out, so you already have some sort of path. Why do you have to break more? So that's more of the Raya. Okay, Rav Nachman says, listen, there's no Raya from here because you're running to Bezdin. And he's claiming it's not even your house. What do you think he unloaded his entire semi-trailer truck in your front yard because he claims it's his house. So now you have to go find documentation in your house. That's nichnas. I have to go back to Bezdin for lahavi zechus Yosef to show the start. Okay, it's no raya that in a typical case, if somebody puts a bunch of stuff in your front yard, you're allowed to come and start damaging it. Maybe allowed to move it nicely. Pinchas. No? Who says you're allowed to break? Tashma. I mean, seriously, on a practical level, a guy puts 5 boxes on your front lawn. You have 2 options: to go lift it up, move it, or to break it like a nutcase, like start smashing, take your car. And who says you're allowed to do that? So we did have a Taisus over here says that that's what he was saying, that there's a lot of drugs everywhere, so you're allowed to just go and break. So, Taisus says a little later, but it's talking about a case where it's not that difficult, I guess, to move it. Okay, we'll see. Hold on a second. So it says the Gemara like this: Toshma, Minayin nirtza shekalu lo yamav. Did I skip anything here?
No.
Okay. Minayin lenirtza shekolol hayamav v'rabbi misar b'lotzis. What's a nirtza, Rabbi Isai? Everybody remember? Oh, a regular slave. We're talking about a Jewish slave who stole, let's say, and they sell him off. He works 6 years. But this guy, he was given a shifcha to get married. He doesn't want to leave his master. So what do? You do this. You do ritzia. It is. You didn't see this one?
Not a while.
Nah, this kedusha, no. Grabs his ear. You remember that sound? Some people remember audio, some remember visual. Okay. And that's, if you don't know, that's the entrance to MDY. And that's the back of Dr. Factor. The front is just the Evan. Anyway, so he gets his ear pierced, fine. But what happens is the master, Misariv Beilotzes, he says, go. It's already Yovel. Yovel comes, he has to leave anyway. I don't want you to stick around there. The guy doesn't want to leave. They say about the Hamas terrorists, they have a hard time leaving the jail. They have the internet, and they have actually bathroom, and then the toilet paper. It's geschmack over there. They want to go back to I don't know where. You go back to Gaza? Please, no, I want to stay. So this guy is like, I want to stay here. Whatever, I'm gonna go back to my who knows what. He's a slave. Who's his master? Some gazillionaire. He has mansions. He's driving around Ferraris for the guy. Why wouldn't he want to stay there? No, you gotta leave. Now this master was a tough guy. Gave him a gesunte zetz. He caused damage. The master is potter. How do you know? So, here he's bleeding still. I didn't show you this part. Okay, fine. Got it. Very interesting. This is a passage that says, "Veloy sikhu koifer, lo nosel ir miklata." We're talking about ir miklat. That no funny business here. Don't pay your way out. So what if you have a few dollars? Doesn't mean you killed somebody by mistake. You stay in the ir miklat. Don't be a wise guy. Try to pay your way out of there. Like in China, you could get out for murder. You give a nice amount of money to the other family, to this one, there's ways to get out. You can't pay your way out. The pasuk says, "Loshuv l'sheves beretz," like to go back to sit in your land. So the Gemara darshans is completely different. Tamaloymar leisikhu koifer lashuv, leisikhu koifer lashav. The guy wants to come back. It's not even talking about a slave. It's like a far-fetched svara, limud. This guy wants to come back, and he got hit because he wanted to come back. You don't demand payment for that. Okay. So says the Gemara that we're talking. You want to prove from here that you could beat up your slave if he doesn't want to leave. No, we're concerned if you're going to go to Bezdin and have Bezdin enforce it. While you go to Bezdin, this guy's a ganav. He's gonna clean you out. Says the Gemara, it makes no sense what you're saying. He's been with you for 43 years and he didn't steal a thing. The hashta ganav. The one time you go to Bezdin, he's going to become a ganav. Says the Gemara, yeah. Until now, he's working for you. In other words, he's upset at you. You tried to kick him out and you're trying to force it. You're going to Bezdin. You want to be mean to me? I'm going to go. I know where your jewelry is. Another pshat. He was talking about that he was married to a shifcha, and the time is up. From tomorrow on, it's going to be Isser. Says Rashi, you're not going to like this so much. You're permitted to beat somebody up so he doesn't do Isser. Again, don't listen to this. Don't take this seriously. You have to ask a Rav, but the Gemara says that theoretically speaking, halachically, if you see somebody about to do Isser, like your slave is about to be with a shifcha and he's not supposed to, you give him good zets. And for that, you don't have to pay. Toshma. Rabbi said, don't forget this beautiful video from yesterday. I like it. It's an upgrade. So here's the guy who put down the bottle of wine. We saw the Am Yisrael. He said, Ubach when it goes shvara potter. This kid is potter. Taima denitkabo. Ho shvara chayav. That's only because he by mistake hit it. But if he did it on purpose, he's chayav. Now this is a kasha. Even to the Mandal that says that when it's we said according to everybody, if it's a hefsed, it's mutter. And by us, at least, well, we'll see. Says now, don't forget. Look what we said over here. Yesterday, remember we explained. We're talking about it's not stam that was put down in the middle of the street. There was a bunch of them, and he couldn't get around it. And then the Gemara says that it was the whole Rosh Hashanah was full. But then the Gemara says mashma that you could also break it if you want. Time of the nitkaba. It's only if you bumped into it, but you broke it on purpose. You chayev. So, could you do din latzma? You can't do din latzma. Over you see that you can't do din latzma. You can't break it if you feel like it, even though it's a hefsed. Look, this is a case it's pretty much a hefsed. You can't get through. I need to go from point A to point B. There's a bunch of drugs there. Am I allowed to break it or not? We just said deliberate breaking not. So that will be a problem, even according to the Mendel. It says that if there's a hefsed, according to everybody, you're allowed. Or as no, you're allowed to break it. You know, seriously, I'm not passing anything, and you should go ask your local rabbi. But these cases happen very often. It's very upsetting. There was a certain group that was making Hafganot in Eretz Yisrael, and there was people in ambulances had to get to the hospital. Women were giving birth. No, they wanted to make a step. So you're allowed to get out and damage them, damage their stuff. What are you allowed to do? They're in the middle of the street. It says over here that you're allowed to, if it's in blocking your street. I saw a guy that was blocked in. I saw him take his car, ram another car until it moved. Is it mutter or not? You saw it too. Betsy Freeman saw it with me. You can ask him. So it says over here you're allowed to. Yeah. You're blocked in. The drugs are blocking you. You go. You break. Deliberate. Says Gemara. So, but why? So then why does it say like an edel lashon? Oh, he bumped into it. It should say he broke it on purpose, and he's potter. Much bigger chiddush. So we answered this yesterday. I did the limits to say because it says later on that what happens if the glass went into the kid? Remember, the kid was I don't know if I put it in there. The kid was on the sidewalk crying. Why? Because the piece of glass went into his knee. That's the chiddush. That the owner of the bottle is chayiv to pay everything. The nezer, the daf, but that's only daf keniska. That's if it happened by accident. Aval shavar. Let's say he was mad that the guy put a bunch of bottles. He started kicking the bottles, and oops, it went into his knee. Then the owner of the bottle doesn't have to pay. Do as he got shake because he damaged himself. Generation nitkal. That's why it says the lashon of nitkal. It could have said a much better lashon, much stronger lashon that he did it on purpose. It said it a simple lashon that he bumped into it to teach us the chiddush that if he gets damaged, then you could get the doctor bill. Toshma. So it says in the pasuk. Right? We had this story yesterday. Two men are fighting. Comes the wife, she wants to save the husband. She grabbed an embarrassing place. So what's the next pasuk? Very interesting lashon. V'katzoisas kappa, chop off her hand. But it doesn't really mean chop off her hand. It means she has to pay. There was the famous question. Says that the Beis Hamikdash was nechra because of sinas chinam. It's not chinam. The guy, he blocked me into my spot. I couldn't get to my doctor thing on time. I waited a full month for this. He messed up my life. What do you mean chinam? It's not. I hate him for a reason. Nobody hates it. Nobody hates someone for no reason. Most of the time, there's a reason. So the answer is that a kid comes home. He's missing two fingers. So his mother says, what happened? He says, I was playing with my pencil, and the Rebbe said, stop playing. So, yeah. And I didn't listen. So Rebbe took my 2 fingers, he took a knife, and took off the 2 fingers. Does anybody think it's not proportionate? It's a little thing, okay, you're supposed to listen to your Rebbe, but he don't lose 2 fingers. So when it comes to not to being in Gullus, like we are right now, we're having all this tsar. We have people on the ground, hundreds of people. We have thousands injured and then 1,300 dead. Why? Because we're in Gullus. We're in Gullus. Mashiach is not here. So he said, oh, no, the reason why he's not here is because he blocked me in with his car. Okay, that doesn't make any sense what you're saying. Yeah, blocked you in the car. So that's why you hate him, and that's why Mashiach's not here. It's not a good enough reason. I hear it's a reason, but it's the same. Fine. The Katzoy says kapo. It doesn't mean literally chop off her hand. It means mama in the Gemara says she has to pay. But why does she have to pay? She's trying to save her husband. Didn't she do the right thing? That's, says the Gemara, my lab it's talking about that was the only move she was able to make. She couldn't smack him in the face. And nevertheless, even though she couldn't do anything else, and there's her only option, she's still chayiv. Sisi, ein adam oisad din latzmoy. You cannot take things into your own hand. Lo, yeah, the reason why she's chayiv is because she could have pushed the guy off her husband. She could have done something else. She didn't have to be mevayishim like that. But you're telling me there's 2 cases. There's a woman who could have, there were no other options. One option only. Or there's a woman that she had other options. Woman that had other options, she's chayiv. A woman that doesn't have any other options, she's potter. Ask the Gemara Givaldik Kasha. If there's 2 cases with the same woman, that the reverse of a woman that's chayiv is bezdin that's potter. Just say that the reverse of a woman that's chayiv is a woman that's potter. Why are you jumping to bezdin? Yeah, bezdin is potter. But even a woman herself, I have a case where she's potter when she didn't have other options. Yeah, so if bezdin comes and embarrasses somebody, hits somebody, they're potter. It's much better to make a nafkamina within one subject, within a woman. Sometimes she's chayiv, sometimes she's potter. Don't tell me sometimes a woman is chayiv, but sometimes the bezdin is potter. That doesn't make sense. Okay. So we have a problem. It should have said it like that. So the Gemara, you're right. That's exactly what we're saying. When is she chayiv? When she could have done it in another way? Again, people, a lot of times you find, even in fights, people cross a line. There's a red line. A guy smacked you like this. No, you don't have to take a bat and whack him over the head. There's a red line. So over here also, somebody's hitting her husband. Okay, good, I understand. So push him away. Do this, do that. There's other tactics. You didn't have to go that far. When she had no other options, Nasi Yoda, then she, forget, we're not talking about another case of a Shliach Bezin. This woman is Kishliach Bezin Uptura. That's exactly what it means to say over here. She is a Shliach Bezin. Toshma. Gishmak is stuff over here. We're going with different sugis talking about a lot of different inyanim. Harei shoysa derech harabim averes b'tok sadeyu. I've been in my parents lived in Muncie. Muncie. Yeah, everybody. This is a Muncie. Okay, everybody relates to what I'm saying. You want to go to Shul on Shabbos? If you go through the streets, it's going to take you double the time. There's a very, very quick way. You just go through your backyard, through your neighbor's backyard, and most of the time the people don't care. Me personally, I don't know how I would live like that. I don't like people coming through my, like here in Chicago, it's not. But I guess it's normal over there. It's normal for people to go through.
Some people put lights up and make it a nice path.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll meet this. Okay. Here in Chicago, when I used to live on Wallen, since it's a dead end, and I used to go to the shul right over there in Whipple, so you just go through right. What's his name? No, his son lives on my block, and I just show him a huge town, Matros. So it's big Talmud Chacham. So they live on the spitz of that thing, but on Whipple side. So they used to let us go through. Otherwise, it literally would be crazy. So there's a path that the rabbim go through. Not love and us. So he decided, look, this is not good. It's waking my kids up at night. Let me give them a path, but on the side. He lost both. The path, the new path that he gave becomes the rabbim, and he cannot take the other one back. As the Gemara, but if you could take things into your own hand, I have a beautiful picture here from. This is literally what the Gemara says. Take a bat. That's what it means. Take a bat and sit and tell people, no. I'm taking things into my own hands. Meir, huh? Canner, Rabbi Canner himself. Huh?
What about we charge them for going?
No way. No.
But it still becomes
No. It's theirs. It's the rabbins. Somebody told me today, I didn't look into it. I had a little bit of a problem with it. I mean, he might be right. I don't know. I just don't know. He told me as a fact. He said that if you have a store that everybody goes in all day long to use the bathroom, they don't have the right to say no bathroom from now on. A new owner, no more bathroom. What do you mean? For the last 10 years, this is where we, on 13th Avenue, go into this store and we go. So he said, I don't know. It seems like the same thing. I could hear there might be a chiluk. I'm not passing again, just throwing things out there that are negate to us. We don't live in Monsey, so what is negate to us? There are stores that have that. There are certain things that the tzibur uses and does, and yeah, the guy's nice, but now that's it. Now you can't say no. This is a big problem because he might do this. Instead of giving him a straight path, we're concerned that he'll give some sort of zigzag path or out of the way path, something not good. That's exactly what happened. Well, a big nafkamina, because what Mishar is saying is that he gave them a crooked path. Mashma, that if he gave them a straight path, it would be okay for him to give a straight path, and he could take back his real estate. Think about it. If I go from shul, I go through the path, I make a right turn. And from the right turn to my house is 500 feet. Okay? If the guy moves the path over this way, now I go through his chutzner, I make a right turn, and I have to travel 1,000 feet. It's no good for me. Yes, it's closer for Taki, because he lives on that side, but I live on this side. So now that you moved it this way. Now, if the guy moves the path instead of to the left, he moves it all to the right. Now Taki has to walk 1,000 feet. So whoever it is, you're ruining it. MMA you can't. Each path is considered a crooked path. Every path, even a straight path, is considered crooked because, in other words, you're lengthening the walk home. That's the Gemara. Why can't he take back the new one, the new path that he gave? He made a mistake. Make a mistake, take it back. You know what? You're right. Forget it. I'm done fighting with you guys. Take your original path, and the new path. Why do I have to lose a new path? Says the Gemara from the Rabbi Yudom, big aside. Once people walk through it, that's it. It becomes theirs. So it's very interesting. And over here, he gave it to them, so it's even worse. He gave it to them. They used it, so it's really theirs. That's it. You can't take it back forever. So the first guy that walks through your backyard in Monsey, you have to yell out the window, stop, don't do that again. Once he goes, and then he didn't say anything, that's it. It becomes the rabbins. By us also, when it comes to Ruchnis, comes to Daf Yomi. First time that you forget to do the Daf, you better take control right away. Starts piling up, becomes a rabbin, and that's it. It's too late. Toshma balabais sheniach peyo mitzad echad. Oh, so for the new people, we have to pretend that we never learned this stuff. So when it comes to a field, you have to give certain things in the field to the poor people. First thing is we're going to talk about it. Leket means that he dropped some stuff off his harvest. Leave it there. Fell, leave it there. Shikha means he forgot. He didn't drop it, he forgot it. It's like he's a shlemazel, he forgot stuff. Oh, where's my glass? Now we're going to go back to these, but it goes in order. Leket shikha peya. Peya is the corner of a field. You must leave a full corner of a field. It could be on the right side, it could be on the left side. So over here, I think he did it on, let's call this the left side. Okay. This tractor went through the right, left it. Peya, here they have peya, it's fine. So, says the Gemara, he tells the Aniyim, you see, here, you can see in the picture, you see that corner there? That's what I want you to take. They fight him on. No, we don't want to take that. We like the other stuff. It's better. There's another corner over there. Says the Gemara, Zev. They're both for the Aniyim. Ask the Gemara, and if it's true that you can take things into your own hands, take the matter into your own hand, why does he lose out both? Let him take a bet and tell the Aniyim, no, you're going to go to the left, not to the right. Says Rav, of course that's what happens. So again, this is for the new guys, you don't have to look. When a person has produce, he gives 2% to the kohen. Now he has 98% left. 98 fruit left. He started out with 100, he has 98 left. So he takes 10% of that, which is 9 fruit, let's call it 9, and he gives it to the Levi. Now he has 89.5 left, and now he could eat the fruit. Before it was tevel, it's awesome with the rice to eat that fruit. Now once he gives it to the Levi, that's Meiser. Says Rava, listen to this chiddush. Since you said the one on the left is peya, and they went and they ate everything on the right, the one on the left is yours 100%. But you don't have to give Meiser. Why don't you have to give Meiser? Because you made it hefker. You said it's for the poor people. So since it was for the poor people for 5 hours until he realized that they took from some other place, so it's hefker. On hefker, you don't give Meiser. Who acquired it from the hefker? He himself. He went back to his field and said, oh, this fruit is hefker? Now it's going to become mine. I want this for myself. And that's okay. But it's not okay for everything. For Meiser, he doesn't have to give. But when you acquire something back from hefker, there's other things that you do lose out on. Oh, K'desanyo, those go together. K'desanyo, hamafkir is karmoy v'hishkim b'boiker. A guy says, I want to give my whole vineyard to the poor. Whoever wants to take it, can take it. Wakes up in the morning, nobody took it. Says, you know what? Why should I be worse off than them? I want it. It's a nice vineyard. It was in my family for 20 years. Why did you give it away? I don't know. Ubatzroi. So even though it comes off of hefker, chayev beperet. That's like leket. Whatever fell. Uba oililois. What happened to the oililois? Okay, fine. I guess I didn't put it in. So oililois just means it's a type of grape. It's very, very weak grapes. They don't grow well. Not a lot of them. Just one here, one there. I had a nice picture. It's got ubishikha. That he forgot to remove. It's not like wheat where you take, the tractor goes by and you forget a bale in this. Over here, you forgot to take the grapes off the vine. Ubepeya. He's chayiv to give the corner of the grapevine. However, since it was hefker for one moment, you don't have to give meiser, but you have to give leket shechapeya for the grapes. Says the Mishnah, Nishbur Kadoi Brishus Harabim. He was walking with a barrel. It was full of water. The barrel. Yeah, in those days they didn't have sinks. He's schlepping water from here to there. And this is what happened to him. Look at this. Gewaldig. See the water still coming out of it, but a guy took a tumble. He slipped on the water. Or maybe a part of the barrel went into him, one of the broken pieces, chayav. The owner of the barrel is chayav. Says review that you have to have intent. If you don't have intent, you potter. What does that mean? The Gemara is going to explain. We'll probably see it tomorrow. Om Rav Yidom Rav says Rav. Lo yishanu el shetinfu kele b'mayim. So here we have machloikis in bar. Says Rav that what's going on here is that the water made his clothing dirty, ruined his clothing. Why? Because Rav holds he didn't make this water hefker. Interesting. They wouldn't make water. Look, today, if water falls on the floor, who cares about it? I'm not. Think about it. I worked really hard for this water. I just carried it. Took me half a day to get here with the barrel, with this, all the rest, and it's heavy. So now that I fell on the floor, maybe I can do something. Maybe I'll collect it real quickly, give it to my dog. I don't know, something. Maybe I'll give it to my kids. I won't tell them it fell on the floor. I don't know. So he was a mafkrit. And then Mela says, Rashi explains Rashi based on what we're going to learn, then the water is not a bar, because he holds you have to be mafkir. So if it's not a bar, what is it? It's a shar. It's a damager. It's your property, because you still own it, in the Rishus HaRabba. Turn to Daf Amud Beis, sponsored by Chanan Averbuch, my holy nephew, the son of Robert, Airley, Liluy Binyamin Meir ben Ze'ev David, and Nishmat Meir ben Ze'ev David by another sponsor. The Shom should have an Eli or Boyside. There's still 150 daf left to finish a half a shas for this young soldier who was killed in Gaza. The son of the member, very chashuv guy in our shir, comes every single day. An amazing guy, big balmidas. Like I mentioned, I'll mention it again. Now, when this kid, the 16-year-old kid from Lakewood, wanted to come to the Shabbaton, and he wrote an email that he only has $300 to his name, Robert Airley was the first one to jump up and said, I'm giving $200. Okay. It's a lot of money in Eretz Yisrael, $200. Who asks my potter? Says Rav that if this man himself falls on the ground, the guy, if it's his clothing get ruined, you have to pay. But the man himself fell on the floor, potter. Why? So Rashi says something interesting. I don't want to confuse the other. We'll say it quickly. We're going to get into the sugya. He says that a bar, you're only chayiv because there's a lack of oxygen in the bar. You're not chayiv for the walls. Now, the Gemara says, Karka oilo mizikatu. What caused the damage to the human being? Not the water. Water doesn't damage people usually unless you jump off a bridge. But he slipped on the water. The water caused him to lose his balance. So what hit him? The floor. The street. The street is not his. It's not his problem. So what is that called? A grama.
Same thing with shoveling snow.
Huh?
The same thing with snow and ice.
I guess. Saying it's like
No,
this is no, but over there he's mafkir. If you're mafkir, then
after the snow in front of your house.
oh yeah, because the city's saying that you can't be mafkir. I don't know how it works. We'll get there. Says Rav Yehuda, we know, was a Talmud of Rav, Talmud of Shmuel. He goes to Shmuel, and Rav Yehuda tells Shmuel, listen to what Rav said. Airley told me, Rav Yehuda says, your stone, your knife, you leave a razor blade on the floor, and somebody gets cut by it. Somebody trips over your package. We learn from the bar. Look at this pasuk for a second. You make a bar. You didn't cover it. And what fell into the bar? Shar or chamar. That's it. Torah says that you're only chayiv for animals. So say animals. What's shar or chamar? Say v'nafal shama behema. So the Gemara darshans shar to exclude a human being. If a human being falls into the bar and dies, you're not chayiv. Chamar to exclude vessels. So if I dig a hole in the middle of 13th Avenue, middle of Ocean Parkway, and comes a car and falls into the bar, l'chayr you're not chayiv, because v'loy kelim. If you could see it, oh, okay. So look at the next pasuk. This pasuk Lamed Gimel, pasuk Lamed Dalet says, "Balabor yishalm kesef yoshev lebalo, v'hameis yeloi." In other words, we're talking about a dead body. There's an animal that died here. The shar chamar v'hameis yeloi. the carcass, the dead animal belongs to the nizak, to the owner. Okay, so we're talking about a dead body. So if you kill a person, you potter. And all kalim, by the way, is killing, but okay. When it comes to damage, says Shmuel, you are chayiv if you break a guy's leg. He didn't die, then you're chayiv. But kalim, says Shmuel, you are potter. Interesting, because like in my neighborhood, in a lot of neighborhoods in Eretz Yisrael, you find it over here in America also. I remember, the stuff that you can find in front of people's homes is unbelievable. If like you live in certain neighborhoods, you can find nice couches, tables, nice toys. We found We found our next door neighbor threw out a brand new grocery store toy, the size of this table, with a cashier, credit card machine, like the whole, and from brand new. So one of us took it into our house for the day in play. A little embarrassing. Okay, this is what they did. But in Eretz Yisrael, you're not going to find that kind of stuff. But once in a while, you'll find like a rickety-raggedy chest of drawers or something. What happens if a kid plays with it and he cuts his finger on it? You put a bar in Rosh Hashanah, l'char you're chayiv. A nail sticking out of a piece of wood. This stuff, I don't like it in my neighborhood. It's like they only come twice a week, and for 3 days you have like a pile of garbage in front of your building. It's not the nicest thing. Okay, so you see that nobody wants to take it, so get rid of it after an hour. Seder. However, I'm just saying I'm throwing this out in terms of thinking about it. Leilo, kids have died in refrigerators. Let's say that's why you're supposed to take the door off. But you're chayiv. You're putting a bar in Rosh Hashanah. So says the Gemara of the Rav. What does the Rav explain? I hold, says Rav, the bar must be hefker. Interesting. I said, well, I dug a bar. I don't want it. But let's say you dig something, or you put a knife down, and you're not mafker it. You put furniture in front of your building, hoping somebody will take it. You are a mafker. Then it becomes like a keren, and you're chayiv for kalim. He says, you're chayiv for kalim. What happens if he was mafker this water? So then it become a bar, and it'd be potter. The problem is the Mishnah says Yechayev. What does Rav do? So he couldn't have been mafker. If he was mafker, it becomes bar, and bar you potter on kalim, on the damage of the suit. And what if it wasn't the suit, it was a human being that flipped on the water after he's mafker it? You're also potter. Why? Because it's a grama. Because the water didn't damage, my bar didn't damage it. You didn't get cut by the knife. You flipped from the water and you hit your head on the cement. Oh. So Eli says that he wasn't mafker. You weren't, right? Because this is all if you're mafker. If you're mafker, what's going on? I know where you look. Okay. If you're mafker, nachama. If you're mafker, we have a big problem. It can't be water, because then kalim, you don't pay for kalim. And if it's a human being that got damaged, that's grown. So that's why Rav says he wasn't mafker. And what does it turn into? Not a bar, but rather a shar. It becomes your mammon. My property that I wasn't mafker is sitting on the Rosh Hashanah, causing other people damage. No different than a shar causing damage in a store. Here, I have a Givaldic video somebody sent me. I like this a lot. Here. This is literally a bull in a China shop. It's not China, I don't know, some other country. But look at this damage this thing can do. In a store. Went into a store. Givaldic. So that's Mamoinoi. That's Mamoinoi and Yechayev. Mazar Rav Yishai. It says we just had the pasuk. I can't see what time. How much time did we do already? 50. Oh, okay, very late. We learned that it should be a shar and not a person. Chamar v'lei kelim. You only chayav on a chamar, but not for vessels. Mikan amru. Oh, new case. Nafal tachas shar v'kelim v'nishtabru. An axe fell in and it had a bunch of saddle and who knows what dishes on his back, and they broke. Chamar v'kelev, and his crow and the or a donkey came in and some whatever clothing ever. Chayav ala behemo pater ala kelim. So it says that you're chayav on the animal, you're not chayav on the kelim. Pater bar is pater kelim. Holam hazadoima. What is this similar to? First of all, let's stop over here. What's the problem? According to Rav, he wasn't mafkirit. And it says over here that your knife is considered like a bar. Rav says you have to be mafkir in order to be bar. But the Gemara asks a question here. So let's remember the question. This is a problem to Rav. According to Rav, it's considered a bar, even though there's no afkir. Says Gemara, Adarabba, ma doime lezemi barle. You know, sometimes people say, "Oh, you look like your son." No, my son looks like me. Yeah, I came first. You know what I'm talking about? So they never tell me that because I don't look like my son. My daughter. The Torah talks about a bar, and then you say the bar is similar to a knife in the street. No, the knife in the street is similar to the bar that's in the Torah. No, you're right. So you have to say what is similar to a bar. Okay, you're right. The way you said it wasn't good. You have to switch it around a little. But let's continue. Therefore, and the Gemara is going to explain later on how that works exactly. If you smash your plate, your glass cup, on a stone that somebody put it there, you're chayiv. Now there's a big problem to Shmuel. Why? Because Shmuel says you potter on kelim. If I smash my glass on a bar, which is ram, I'm potter. So the Gemara says, Reish Kash Rabbi has explained a second ago, V'seif Kash Shmuel, and the second part is a question on Shmuel. According to Rav, if you're not mafkir, it says it's your bar. And over here it says that you're chayiv on kelim, and that's a problem on Shmuel. Says the Gemara, what's the best way to answer a question if you're Jewish? You ask a question. How do you understand it? Great kash. You have a problem with Rav and problem with Shmuel. But that Bryce itself is a contradiction. Reisha potter v'seif chayiv. It says on kelim you potter in the Reisha, and in the Sefer it says you chayiv. So which one is it? Ella. So therefore we have to start saying answers, and that will also explain the problem with Rav and Shmuel. El Rav and Taras Tamei, Shmuel and Taras Tamei. They'll each one answer their own way. Rav and Taras Tamei. B'med dvar mamur. B'keshiv kiran. How do you have a bar when you are mafkir? Avaloyev kiran. If I wasn't mafkir, that's the Sefer chayav. You're right. I hold you have to be mafkir bar. You're not mafkir bar. You're chayav. Ushmuel mataris tamei. The Shmuel says, what's the problem according to Shmuel? That a kelim should be potter. How come you're chayav if you break a glass on somebody else's rock? The Rabbi Yehuda, because he's talking about Rabbi Yehuda. He's just bringing another man to Am. You should know. There's someone called Rabbi Yehuda. The mechayev is kelim bar. We even had him before. The Rabbi Yehuda holds that a kli that breaks on somebody's stone, you are chayiv. Therefore, we're just going to do one more piece over here because it's getting late. The owner of the stone, when he's liable from beginning to end, that the guy tripped on this stone and then the glass broke on that stone. He did everything. He tripped him and broke it. Then he's chayiv. But what if he tripped on the sidewalk? The sidewalk was elevated, and then that glass went and broke in a stone potter. Why? What did the stone do? The stone didn't do it. The stone caused damage, but it didn't cause you to trip. You have to go after the guy that caused you to trip, not the breaker, not the street, not the city. So this is a very interesting Reb Nosson. We also had Reb Nosson before. There's a shar that pushes another shar into a pit. Yeah, a bull pushes one bull into the pit. Is the owner of the pit chayiv anything? L'chayr not. What did he do? He created a pit. He's a bad guy. He created a pit. But he didn't put the shar didn't trip into it. Another bull went and pushed him into the pit. L'chayr should be potter. Says the Reb Nosson, an unbelievable chiddush. that if the bull that pushed him in was a tam, and therefore he only pays 50%, then the other 50% has to be paid by the owner of the pit. Why? Because if you can't come up with payment, you go after the second guy. So Mela, he says by us also, if the stone didn't trip you, the sidewalk tripped you, but your dish broke on the stone, so you're right, you shouldn't have to pay. But since I can't go after someone else, then he's second in line.
Secondary insurance.
Secondary, I don't know what insurance, call insurance. So I go after the stone guy. Typically, I shouldn't go after him. He only broke the dish. He didn't trip the guy. But l'chayra, this doesn't go according to Reb Nosson. The loy Reb Nosson. And some say the opposite. Don't say that the guy that owns a stone had to do two things: trip you with a stone and also break a dish with a stone, and then only then you're chayav. But if he tripped over the sidewalk and then he broke his dish with a stone, then you potter. Even if he only did, he wasn't really part of it, he didn't cause it. He broke the dish, but he wasn't the one that tripped the person. You're still chayav. Why? Because it doesn't hold. Then when you can't go after someone, you go after the secondary insurance. Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful day. Shirra ma'alois mimamakim grosicho Adonai Adonai shemo b'koili tieno oznecho gashuvois lekoi dachanunoi im avinois tishmorio Adonai mi'amoi kimcho aslicho leman tivorei kivisi Adonai kivso nafshi v'dvoroi cholti nafshi l'Adonai mishomrim laboiker yachel Yisrael el Adonai kim Adonai hachesed v'arbei moifedus Vu yivdes Yisrael mikol elav nisov achenu kol beis Yisrael anesunim b'tzoro v'shivyo oinu bein bayom ubein bayabosh mokim mirachem aleim yitzim b'tzoro levachu ma'afel loyro mishim legulo hashto bagalo v'zman koriv v'nimar omei